The Thompson Twins have shocked me, and I'm kicking myself in the butt because I should have saw this coming, but I gotta be 100% honest with you guys. I didn't think they'd be able to do this. So as much as everybody was intrigued by the big three heading into the NBA draft, Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, and Victor Wembanyama, the other two guys that really fascinated me, was the Thompson Twins. I know we have a lot of disagreements on our channel because we're all boys and girls that like sports and everybody's got their own opinion. I think the one thing we can agree on, and we gotta be in the same boat on this, is the Thompson Twins, they are extremely perplexing. The one part about their game that was extremely difficult for at least me to evaluate is how good would they actually be against NBA competition. Now don't get it twisted, and I've seen people bring this up, and it is a great point. The kids that they were playing against in Overtime Elite, they're also pretty dang good players. A lot of them are 3- and 4-star recruits. But at the end of the day, is playing in the OTE league similar to college? No, it's not even close. And plus, by the way, the Thompson Twins, I believe they were 2 of the oldest guys in the league. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am. Outside of that, though, I thought they were great prospects, and we've already made a video on them talking about it. My point is, that was the major, or not even the major, but the slight area of concern. They didn't play college ball, and they really haven't played NBA competition. They're young guys, so how are they going to do? Are they developed, or do they need developing? And I ain't going to hold y'all. I've been watching the Summer League. You guys know this. We've been keeping up with it. We've been talking about it a lot. I didn't expect both of them, not just one of them, but I didn't expect both of them to look this good already. It is worth mentioning and throwing in there that Amen Thompson, the one that went to the Houston Rockets, he did suffer an injury, and he's only played in one game. But still, in this one game, and we're going to talk all about it, he went off. I know this is going to sound weird, and you're going to say, Matt, what are you talking about? What do you mean by this? But the Thompson Twins, they already look like NBA players. I get it. You're like, well, Matt, duh, they look like NBA players. They're in the NBA. Trust me, I get it. But I just didn't expect them to see success and look this good this early on. And before we go any farther, I already know what some of these Timothys are about to run to the comment section and say, oh, Matt, what are you talking about? They ain't even played an NBA regular season game. It's just a summer league. They're playing G Leaguers. Listen here, you bozo. I know that, but at the same time, we all know this. I am a professional overreactor. I don't care about the Summer League a single bit. I'm just here to talk about how the Thompson Twins are looking in the NBA up until this point. Heading into the Summer League, I really thought they were going to struggle big time. And I told myself, hey, if they struggle, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm really not going to talk about them. But that doesn't even apply to our situation because, no, they haven't struggled. If anything, it's looking easy to them. I say first things first, let's get this out of the way because he only played in one game. This is Amen Thompson. In this game against the Portland Trail Blazers, he played in 28 minutes and was 6 for 13 from the field and 1 for 1 on threes. All in all, he finished the game with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Not too shabby at all. I watched pretty much all of that game. I did miss like a couple minutes here and there, but if I had to grade his performance, I'd say I'm going to give him a B+. First action ever in the NBA, even if it is a summer league, putting up that stat line, and he passed the eye test for me, B+. I'm cool with that. He looked good, and oh yeah, by the way, maybe we need to talk about him tomorrow. What about Jabari Smith, man? That dude's going off. That game winner he hit... unreal. I was watching it live and I was like, no way. When they threw that ball in, the player just lobbed it to him. He caught it, flicked it up. I was like, no way I saw this live. There's just something about seeing a buzzer beater live. You can't beat it. I was in shock, but Jabari Smith, I've been on the hype train for the past couple of years. Dude's a baller. But we are not here to talk about him. Maybe we will tomorrow if y'all want a video on that. Let's focus on the Thompson Twins. So as far as it goes for Amen, we only have one game to look at, and he was pretty good. Let's talk about Ausar Thompson, though, because he's getting a lot of attention and obvious reasons. He's already played in 3 games. Now, in his first game, I'm going to show you his stat line, and it wasn't as bad as this looks, but it just felt like he was getting a feel for the game. Played 27 minutes and only shot 4 shots, hitting 1 of them. Didn't even shoot a 3-pointer, had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and finished the game with 7 points. Very weird stat line to see a starter only attempt 4 field goals, especially a shooting, or I guess you wouldn't call him a shooting guard, but he's more of like a small forward. But here's what I will say about this game, and it's not going to show up anywhere on the stat sheet. This dude's going to be a problem on defense in the years to come. You better believe that and mark it down. Ausar Thompson is looking like an elite defender already early on in his career. I'm liking what I see out of him on defense. That has shocked me up until this point. Because I just thought the Thompson Twins were athletic specimens that are going to try to score, but no, they're team players. They're great guys and great teammates. In the second game for Ausar Thompson against the Houston Rockets, it was way better. At least on the offensive side of things. He was 6 for 13, over 2 on threes. Would like to see him at least hit one of those, but he had 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Finished the game with 12 points. Pretty dang solid, but yet again, what stood out to me the most in this game was his defense. And I know it's not flashy to talk about it, and you probably don't even want to sit up here and hear me talk about his defense, but that's a big part of basketball. It's not flashy, people never talk about it, but we need to talk about it some more. And then after that, yesterday on July 12th, the Pistons and Ausar Thompson faced off against the Raptors, in which Ausar Thompson played his best game up until this date. 7 for 14 from the overall field, 1 for 4 on threes, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and finished the game with 17 points. He did have 7 turnovers, which is terrible. You want to see him clean that up, but also check this out. 4 steals and 2 blocks. I don't know how good the Thompson Twins will ever be in the NBA, but here's what I will know. As long as they're playing defense and they're hitting their threes, they'll be in this league for at least 15 more years. And just like always, I like to show you the numbers because they do mean a little something and they give you a good perspective, but throw the numbers out the window. If you've seen these Thompson Twins play in the Summer League, you know exactly what I mean when I say this. It's the same thing with LaMelo Ball coming out of high school. The game just looks easy to them. It looks like on TV, the Thompson Twins, they're playing and running at 50% speed. But no, that's not the case. That's just how easy it is to them. Their game and play style, it translates over to the NBA perfectly. I originally thought they were going to see some bumps in the road, but considering how great, not good, but how great both of them have looked in the Summer League, I don't think that's going to happen. And I am going to throw both of them in the conversation because although Amen Thompson only played in 1 game, he did really good. And I know what the naysayers or haters might try to sit up here and say, whoa, Matt, it's a Summer League. How can you say that? It's going to be different in the NBA regular season. And I agree. But, and I have a big but, here's what you need to understand. Defense, it travels. It's always going to show up. The thing I love about the Thompson Twins the most is they were raised right. A lot of people don't take that into account when evaluating basketball, football, baseball, whatever, any type of athletes, but it's a big deal. Because when players, especially young players, are raised right and their dad, their mom, told them how to do stuff and just taught them integrity and honor, they carried over to their real life and they carried over to the NBA. I guarantee you, if the Pistons told Ausar Thompson, hey man, we don't want you to shoot a single shot in the first 10 regular season games, we just want you to play defense and pass, he wouldn't even make a big deal about it. He would do it, and he'd do it with a smile on his face. And I firmly believe that. That's the type of guys these Thompson Twins are. They just want to play basketball, do what the team needs them to do, and call it a day. But to go on top of that, they're also really skilled, and that's not going to happen. These guys are going to get their points. But what makes them so good, at least in my eyes, is you don't have to draw plays for them. They're going to get their points regardless. It doesn't matter if Ausar Thompson has 2 points or 40 points. He's going to have the same energy and same mentality. Whereas a lot of guys out there, if they're not getting the ball and they're not getting their shots, what do? They throw a hissy fit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Heck, I've seen grown men at the Boys and Girls Club throw hissy fits because they don't touch the ball every 2 or 3 possessions. Check out this comment. Remember a few weeks ago when the Thompson Twins weren't ready because they played high school competition? They look better than 99% of the talent on the floor and ready to contribute to their NBA teams right away, and I agree. But like I said in the video a couple weeks ago, yes, I was concerned and I had my questions if their game would translate over to the NBA, but that had nothing to do with their competition they were playing at OTE. That was just simply me not having a large sample size on them and me not keeping up with them for a very long time. It's the same thing with Brandon Miller. I can make an argument and say that Brandon Miller could be a superstar in the NBA in 5 years, or he could be out of the league in 5 years. Okay, probably not out of the league, but you get what I'm trying to say. There's question marks for every single prospect. The Thompson Twins have shocked me, and I'm kicking myself in the butt because I should have saw this coming, but I gotta be 100% honest with you guys. I didn't think they'd be able to do this. I didn't think they'd be able to walk into the Summer League right away in their first couple of games and not just do a decent, okay, or average job, but they're doing a good/great job. If I had to grade Ausar Thompson's performance overall for his first 3 games, I'm giving him an A-. For Amen Thompson, he only played in 1 game, so I'm going to stick with a B+. To put that in perspective, I'd give Brandon Miller up until this point a B-. The Thompson Twins, in my humble opinion, have looked better than Brandon Miller. They're legit, man. They're legit. However, I still do have my questions, and let me know in the comment section. I don't know what the expectations are for these 2 young men. Is it superstar bust? Is it all-star bust? What are we expecting? Like, for example, everybody's like, oh, if Wembanyama doesn't win 5 championships, he's a bust. If Wembanyama ain't a top 25 NBA player of all time, he's a bust. So I understand the expectations for him, but for the Thompson Twins, I really don't. Let me know in the comment section what you think we should be expecting out of them, but I tell you this, don't sleep on them. They're not just gonna be good in 2 or 3 years. I think they're good right now. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.